This week's project is this Acer Aspire N19H2. I bought this secondhand. Looks like it's in pretty good condition. What do you think? And the problem with it is that it's dead. Now, I don't have a power adapter, but I don't think it'd make any difference in this case anyway, because they're telling me it's dead. So what I'm going to do is take out the motherboard, hook up some power to it, and see if we can find out what is wrong.
I've disassembled the laptop and scanned an image of the laptop motherboard to the screen so that we can work on it together. Now, if we look at the top left of this right here, we have this DC coax jack. This is where we normally connect our power. I don't have an adapter, so I'm going to need to inject power with my DC power supply. If we look at this DC jack, we can see that this pin right here comes on to this track, up through these two inductors here, through a MOSFET, through a second MOSFET, through a current sense resistor, and onto a larger track here. So this is the track that carries our main 19 volts onto the motherboard. So I'm going to need to inject 19 volts here, and for our ground I'm just going to use this laptop motherboard ground. So let me show you how I actually set that up. So to bring power to the board, I introduce my DC power supply. I set it to 19 volts. I connect my black wire to ground, and I connect my red wire to where the center pin of that DC coax jack connects to the motherboard, which we've already identified. When I did that, it first jumped up to 0.006 of an amp, 6 milliamps, and then immediately went down to 0 and stayed at 0. When the laptop is connected to power but not yet powered on, we would normally expect a current draw of somewhere between 5 milliamps and 15 milliamps. Well, that's what I've seen on the motherboards that we've worked on here. The fact that this goes back to 0 seems to indicate that it's trying to come on and then shuts down. So let's follow the 19 volts and see if we can find out what is causing the problem. Now, as I pointed out earlier, our 19 volts comes in here along this track and up to these inductors. It should then come through these inductors onto the drain pins of this first MOSFET. If this MOSFET is switched on, the 19 volts should come through onto a second MOSFET. It should then come through the second MOSFET and through a current sense resistor, and this 19 volts from here should be distributed out to all of our other secondary circuits. So that's what should be happening. Let's zoom in on this section and take some measurements and see what is actually happening with this motherboard. So with my multimeter in volts DC in a 20 volt range, I took the following measurements. First measurement I took is after the inductor here at the drain pins of the first MOSFET, and when I measured here I found that we had 19.0 volts. So the 19 volts is making it as far as the first MOSFET anyway, but we need to know, is this MOSFET switched on and is it permitting the 19 volts through from drain to source? Let's take a look at the pinouts for this MOSFET. As you can see, we have 4 drain pins on this side, we have 3 source pins here, and we have a gate pin which controls whether the MOSFET is on or off. To switch this N-channel MOSFET on, we would normally expect to have a gate voltage of around 24 or 25 volts. However, when I take a voltage measurement at the gate pin of this MOSFET, I find that we have only 0.3 volts. So this is the first problem we found. Our gate voltage is only 0.3 volts, so this is not enough voltage to switch this MOSFET on, and because of that, our 19 volts is essentially blocked here. Now the battery management IC controls the gate voltage for this MOSFET, and it controls the gate voltage for this second MOSFET. So we're going to try and locate the battery management IC on the schematic and continue our troubleshooting there. Before locating the battery management IC, I did a quick check of this MOSFET and this MOSFET just to confirm that neither of them was shorted. I've found the battery management IC. This is it, a BQ24781. And to help us all see clearly what's going on with this IC, I've drawn in the pinouts for it. Pin number 4 is the AC drive pin, and it's this pin that provides the gate signal to the 2 input MOSFETs. And as we've already established, this is providing only 0.3 volts, not enough voltage to switch on those input MOSFETs. Pin 24 is called Reg N. This is a 6-volt internal LDO that's generated by this IC. However, when I take a measurement at this capacitor right here, I find that we measure only 0.0 volts. So this is not switched on. So why is our battery management IC not producing the 6-volt internal LDO? Well, one reason for that might be if it's not getting the correct voltage to the AC detect pin. Pin 6 AC DET is the adapter detection input. So we should have a voltage of something between 2 or 3 volts on this to let the battery management IC know that there is an adapter connected to the laptop. The easiest place to measure the voltage on the AC DET pin is to measure it at this resistor right here. And when I took a measurement at that resistor, I found that it measured 0.0 volts. So for some reason, we're not getting the correct voltage to the adapter detection pin. Now the voltage sent to pin 6 is generated by a voltage divider. So we should have 19 volts here on this side of the resistor. This is R1. Then the voltage here will be V out, which should be approximately 2 to 3 volts. This is the second resistor, R2, and then this side should be ground. So I measure here on this side of the resistor and I find that we have 19 volts. But for some reason, we have 0 volts on the other side of this resistor, and we need to know why. If we look at our schematic, we can see that we have our 19 volts up here where I'm injecting from my DC power supply. We have our voltage divider consisting of the first resistor and the second resistor, and our AC detect pin is connected to the center point of these two resistors. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we should be getting 2 to 3 volts here, but we're actually getting 0.0 volts. So the question is why? There are a few reasons as to why we could have 0.0 volts here. There may be an issue with either of the resistors in our voltage divider. They might be open or short. This transistor here may be switched on and carrying our signal to ground, or the IC itself, the battery management IC AC detect pin, could also be shorted internally to ground. The first thing I want to check is this MOSFET right here. I want to see if it's switched on or not. Now, I see there's a reference to detect ID here. The original charger does have an ID pin. I've checked online and confirmed that. However, I was told that I should be able to just apply ground at 19 volts as I've done with my DC power supply, and the laptop should power on without the ID pin being present. I'm told that the ID pin is only required for the charging of the battery. But let's check this MOSFET and see if it's on or not. I've located that MOSFET on the motherboard, and it's actually this IC right here. So I've marked in the pin outs and the voltages that I measured at each pin. So we have our gate pin right here, it's 8.4 volts. We have our drain pin here, which is 0.0 volts. And we have our source pin here, which is measuring 0.0 volts also. I'm not sure what gate voltage is required to switch this MOSFET on, but I suspect that 8.4 volts is switching this MOSFET on and is carrying our signal from here through our drain to our source to ground. So what I'm going to do is remove this MOSFET completely and see if our AC detect pin then has the correct voltage. So I removed this MOSFET, and with that MOSFET removed, I took down all of the measurements around the battery management IC again. And here are the measurements that I observed. So starting with our AC detect, which is connected down here, we now have a 2.5 volts with this MOSFET removed. So this MOSFET was obviously switched on and carrying our voltage signal to ground. But now that I've removed it, we're getting the correct voltage of 2.5 volts at our AC detect pin. You can see that on pin 24, our Reg N, our 6.0 volts LDO is now online. So that has come online with the correct AC detect signal. You can see that our AC drive signal, which sends the gate signal to our two input MOSFETs, is now 23.7. Our AC OK is 0.8 volts. I need to check this and make sure that that's okay. But you can see up here that these two pins, ACN and ACP, are the two connections to the current sense resistor, and we can see that this is now 19 volts. So our main 19 volts power rail is now online. Back to the other side of the board, we can see how those changes in voltages at the battery management IC are reflected in the changes in voltages at our input MOSFETs. The gate signal on the first MOSFET is now 23.7 volts, which switches this MOSFET on and allows the 19 volts true from drain to source. The gate signal on the second MOSFET is also 23.7 volts, which switches this on and allows our 19 volts true to the drain pins and then through our current sense resistor, and we now have our main 19 volt power rail present. So we now have our main 19 volt power rail. The frustrating thing about this week's video is I think all I have achieved here is to mitigate for the fact that I don't have the original charger. I think if I had the original charger with the ID pin, this would have come online by just merely plugging it in. But I need to have a look at that circuit again and just work out what is going on. That's as far as I can take it for this week. We now have our 19 volts online. We're going to try and power this on and see what happens in next week's video. Thanks for watching.